Shit.
Goddamn you biker!
Halloween news kills your brain cells.
Yes, it does.
At night.
I think we already did that.
Halloween kills news.
He has a small wiener and he doesn't play tennis. Now you just look like a goddamn idiot.
There was an article written, talking about the Halloween kills, and
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm tickled pink.
but so Jason Blum gave an interview, and he basically said that not to worry, that it's not going to be one of those trilogy syndrome kind of things where Lord of the Rings. He compared it a lot to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And I think that what he was saying was basically like a lot of people felt like they were going to have an incomplete part of the story. So like Halloween Kills would come out, and then there would be a cliffhanger. Then you'd have to wait for Halloween Ends to really tie it up, and it was going to be that kind of Lord of the Rings, like in Fellowship of the Ring. There's bigger stakes, and then the Two Towers, then they leave it on a cliffhanger. You have to wait like 105 years to get finally to the Return of the King. It's really Return of the Jedi is the true one. But nonetheless, he said it's not going to be like that. It's a giant
herpes.
It's a giant scope. It's a big film, and he's saying it all ties together. It's a trilogy, but they're all standalone films within their own little pockets.
Yeah,
which is great. And I mean, I didn't think. I mean, look, Halloween 2018 stands by itself. I mean, honestly, and he said that in the article too. He's like, it stands by itself. You don't need to watch the sequel if you don't want to. I mean, if you watch that movie, you're like, hey, it's a fucking great movie. Well, Halloween 1, the original Halloween 1, John Carpenter didn't even want to. He was like, that's great. And then Nightmare on Elm Street. The thing about Nightmare on Elm Street though is Wes Craven, that thing with the fucking pulling her through that blow up doll.
Like a fucking blow up doll.
It was a blow up doll.
Like
that was fucking Bob Shaye's idea to do that because he wanted sequels. But Wes Craven was like, no, I'm done. Like, I mean, that was the story. That's it. That's over. But Bob Shaye was like, hey, I got this blow up doll. I don't use it for sex, but we can use this for this shot. But they used it. It was awful looking, but nonetheless, that's what it is. I never thought though that it would suffer from the trilogy effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I actually did a little bit though, because, and for one, okay, so Halloween 2018, the way it ends, does it end saying that there's going to be a sequel? Yes and no, because if that was going to be the definitive version and you ended it with Michael in the haunted house, in the burning house, touch that gun, I'll burn you down. when he was looking through the thing and the house burned down around him.
You back at Queen again, you son of a bitch, I'll blow you off that boar's ass.
But by the way, we're doing Tombstone next week on Revenge of the Action Movie. That could have been that could have been a definitive end if you wanted to end the series there, which thank God they didn't. We're all up for all the sequels. Give us all of them all day long. Never stop making Michael Myers movies.
Bring it all to me.
But when you go back to the truck and you zoom in on Allison holding the knife, that's weird. Like, that does say that there's going to be a sequel to me. It says something. Some people were like, I think Allison's going to be the killer because he had the knife, and they zoomed in on it. That's crazy.
Go fuck your Rob Zombie's White Unicorn. That's not going to happen.
Andy Matichak. But yeah, but I did actually have that fear, and where that fear originated from was a place of bullshit. Because the place of bullshit was that fake script that leaked. Which
smells like a sewer.
The way the fake script ended was there was a bunch of people congregating in a parking lot talking about what they were going to do next, Jamie Lee Curtis and everybody, and Michael, huffing and puffing in the car, reaches over, grabs his knife, opens the door, and then the movie ends. To me, I was thinking, when I read that, I was thinking, if that is real, I hate that as an ending. That
sounds like some Michael Douglas falling down bullshit. I'm sick of this shit.
That is the ending that I think he's talking about, he feared. Like, because it's not an ending to a movie. It's just like, hey, make sure you tune in next year for part 2.
You know what? Here's the difference. You can make the trilogy effect happen by, okay, so if there's more story to tell, and you make it like that, where he gets out of the car and then the movie just ends and you see credits roll, versus like something that's standalone, that it's like ominous. You don't know. I mean, you can make your own. You can draw your own conclusions about what happened next. Like, you know what I mean? It's not a full like cliffhanger necessarily. Like at the very end of Halloween, the original Halloween, and you just hear him breathing, and the camera pulls back, and then it goes up, and you know he's gone. But if he left it alone like that, you could be like, well, maybe he died later of his wounds. Maybe he did get away. Maybe he got a job at Toys R Us. I don't know. Well, whatever you wanted to talk about.
That's the scariest. If they never made a sequel, then that's the scariest.
But it's not ending on like
an
action moment. Like, it's not like, okay, well, this, like in the Two Towers is like, now we must wait for the final battle. It's not like that.
Yeah, but if they had, and I do maintain this, as much as I'm glad, we're not purists of the Halloween movie. We're glad that there's sequels because it's just so fun. But had they left that alone, I do maintain the fact that the ending of that movie is so fucking scary, because when he's gone and you realize for the first time that he could be supernatural, then you hear him breathing, and then the camera pans around to different areas in the house and the street, and you don't know where he is. It's basically saying, this motherfucker could be in your living room. He could be around your babysitter's, your daughter's babysitter's corner. I fought in his face.
I fought in his face.
Robert better not talk about fuck. What does he say?
Robert better not get in my face, because I'll drop that motherfucker. Jesus, Brennan.
I'll drop that motherfucker. But yeah, I was actually worried about that too. And you know, basically what he's saying is super simple. Like there's a beginning, a middle, and an end to the movie. Which if you want to pick that apart, you'd be like, of course there is. But I totally get what he means, man.
Yeah.
Like with these Harry Potter movies or with like the Twilight series, it's just like a tune in next week.
God damn.
You want a movie, man.
Don't even get me started on that fucking Hallows End Part 1 and Part fucking bullshit. Even though I like those movies, but it was like basically Harry Potter took out his fucking little tiny stick and was like, let's go, Voldemort. Credits.
And when they do that, like you do feel it in the audience, right? Like you feel it. It doesn't feel like a movie. It feels like you're watching a really long
episodic
fucking trailer,
right? Or an episode on TV.
Yeah,
right? I mean, I expect it on TV. You know what I mean? But then again, I do like the Lord of the Rings. I mean, there were 3 films. There were 3 books based on, like, that makes sense. And I think that if you watch the making of those movies, like they even said, like I can't remember. Peter Jackson said that the guys that funded it was like, well, there was 3 movies or 3 books, right? Well, we should make 3 movies.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's okay to do it for movies like that, where there's a giant fucking plot, like massive, huge. And you know, you want to stretch them out for 2.5 hours or whatever they fucking are.
And he said he was open and honestly admitted that he was actually worried about that before he watched the film. And some people are shitting on that, and some people are actually also shitting on the fact that he said it's pretty good. That was his words.
Yeah,
he said,
why does it matter?
Good. If he said it was the scariest fucking movie of all time, everybody would shit on that and be like, of course you're gonna say that, you own it or whatever.
It reminds me of people are overreacting. It reminds me of that kid that's being held aloft in Cheaper by the Dozen through the laundry chute, and he's like listening to Steve Martin and them talk about what's happening, and they pull him up like, what's going on? He's like, we're gonna move! And they drop it because they're shocked. He's like, you're overreacting. It's not that big of a deal. He said it's pretty good. Like, I mean, look, if I made a film, or, you know, or I was a producer of it or whatever, I don't want to like oversell it. Like, I mean, it's the most incredible fucking thing you've ever seen. Next Saturday night, John Cena, a hell cage, there will be beer drinking, naked ladies, and oh my god, Doink the Clown's coming from the bottom. Like, it's like, you don't want to oversell the fucking thing. He's just having a good time with it. He's like, hey, look, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. It's pretty good.
And also, you don't know what the inflection or his face looked like when he said that. He could have been like, he could have paused and been like, it's pretty good. And that's the same as being like, it's gonna blow your fucking
like he
mind,
said, like
you know?
he sounded like Matt. He kind of sounded like Matthew McConaughey talking about Lincoln cars. Pretty good. He's like, oh, he's smooth. But yeah, even if he didn't say it like that, which again, you're right. You don't know the inflection. You didn't see the video. It was just a fucking interview. I mean, you don't know. Even if he was just like, it's pretty good, and I had a lot of time.
That could be pure fucking 1,000% unadulterated fucking metallic. You fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me Reba McEntire.
Yeah.
Reba.
Whiskey in the jarro.
What?
But no, it could have been.
That sounds like
pure
Cracker
fucking
Barrel.
confidence. You'd be like, it's pretty good, knowing that it's going to blow people's minds. And that's actually what I believe. I wouldn't have said that if it weren't for the reactions coming out of the test screening, where everybody was so. And again, because the test screening reactions were so positive, and there was literally no negativity, which you never hear from a movie this size. Some people will pick out fucking anything.
Yeah.
And you hear nothing but positive news. It's possible that he was trying to temper expectations a little bit.
I think so, and also it goes back to the fact that people that are creators are involved in the production or creation of a particular product. Like, you know, when you work on something for so long and you're in it and you've been there and you know you see behind the movie magic and you've got to come up with the plots and you've got to come up with how this works and the editing and all this other stuff that goes on with it. You know, it's not like saying that you think it's bad, but you're like, I don't think, you know, I had a good time doing it and I think it's pretty good. You don't want to like oversell it and be like, it was the greatest thing I've ever fucking worked on. I mean, I can't believe they didn't ask me to work on Stanley Kubrick's films. But what he's saying, like, when you're in it, like Mike and I have made skits, I mean, it's on a low, like fucking low level, but sometimes we'll make shit, it's so small, it's microscopic, it's like a crab in your pants. Protection, kids. But it's like one of those things, like, you'll make something and you put it out for the people to, you know, judge, and that's going to be ultimately who's the deciding factor in it. But you're going to be like, even if it's the most amazing thing, you're like, I could have done that better. I could have done this better. I could have tightened this. We should have done that. Or there's all these, you know, but so you don't even think it's like, I mean, fucking Clint Eastwood, or I don't know if it's Clint Eastwood, but it's a lot of the actors that are in big giant movies that are Academy Award, don't even watch their own shit because they think they're terrible, and they always like criticize themselves.
I think of it this way, dude. If I write a song, right, because I like writing write songs and I'll play them for my wife or whatever. I'll tell her, hey, I wrote a song, I think it's pretty good or whatever. But like if you write a song and you tell somebody, hey, I'm gonna play this song for you later, and they go, oh, is it good? And you know in the back of your mind that it kind of sucks or it isn't complete, or like part of you just kind of believes deep down that it's not actually that good, but you need to have somebody else hear it. Here's what you'll say. You'll go like, no, yeah, I mean, I think it's actually I think it's pretty good. Like I think it's really good. Like I think that there's something there. Maybe I don't have this worked out or whatever. But like if you know it's fucking badass and you're waiting to blow their face off with it, like when they hear this song, they're gonna fucking love it. They have no idea how fucking awesome this song that I wrote is gonna be. That's exactly what I'd be like. I'd be like, it's pretty good.
I can't believe that.
So that when I played it for them, they'd be like, fucking pretty good. What the fuck are you talking about? That's the best thing I ever heard.
You need to grow a beard and be ZZ Top. But no, like that's the thing. Like, yeah, it's like I don't know. I can't believe we're even having that conversation about it though. Like people like overreacted to the fact that he didn't say like they didn't. I don't know.
Would you like to suck my cock, Versailles?
It's pretty good.
Your fucking face, bro.
So it's fine. I mean, it's gonna be okay. And again, like you said, the test audience, the people that it's made for, not them, but just audience members. I think we're all gonna love it. I think we're gonna have a great time.
I think it was a humble brag, man.
Yeah, it's like, and again, we'll see how it goes. But I think that people are really overselling the fact that he didn't say it's the amazing or something. Why? I mean, why? I mean, because you also know the people that do that, right, are fucking liars half the time. Like, there's people that, I mean, Will Smith came out and said that piece of fucking trash garbage heap of a movie,
After Earth.
After Earth it was so good. It was.
Yeah. Katie Holmes just came out and said the Boy 2 was really scary. Like, guys,
compared to what, Dawson's Creek?
For me,
right.
The fact that he said it was pretty good, all nonchalant and chill and confident, is it's way more telling than you think it is. I think it's a fucking, I know what I got, and you guys, I don't have to fucking sell it because it's gonna sell its goddamn self.
I think Katie Holmes only said that because she's still under the Scientology therapy.
It's a dark world.
There's aliens inside your brain.
It's a dark night.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie. We watched a movie.